State hosts to Super Bowl 52, the wondrous U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Chicago Bears and the Minnesota Vikings. With fall around the corner, football is back, America, and we're underway on EA Sports. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. First carry now for Dalvin Cook. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Okay, there's a tone setter. First play from scrimmage. Stuff him in the backfield.
You know what they were doing last night in the hotel room? Visualizing exactly that. That's what they were thinking about. Making that play, having leverage, lower than the offensive lineman, getting into the offensive backfield, knocking someone down. Just what you said, setting the tone early for this game.
Jeez, you are fired up.
When I see a play like
now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Khalil Mack in there to bury him for a loss of 11. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. He's going to air one out. So they took a shot there on 3rd down. Couldn't get it. Now it's 4th.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
That's pulled in at the 32. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15, and the Bears take over. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10. A first carry now for Jordan Howard. And some space here. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. All told, it's an even 30 and a first down.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10.
Now let's go. Boom, landed.
On first, they go right back to Howard. And a short gain here down to the 22. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Buying time to his left. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
My good friend, I'm just going to pose the question to you. Did that look like a pass that he should have thrown?
Now, the rookie probably needs to be a little bit more careful in these situations.
Yeah, that throw will turn him into a veteran quicker, but not in the way that he wants. He wants to learn his lessons by making good throws, not throws like that.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert On 3rd and 9. He'll look to throw. They'll set up the screen. This is Williams. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. Only 2 on the screen pass there, and it'll be 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
A lot of energy in this building tonight, but the opening drive produces 3, maybe quiets them just a bit, at least momentarily.
Just a little, right? That's all you're asking for, right? Things just getting started. You know they haven't taken the momentum totally here, but at the same time, they like what they've done here in the early going.
Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here. They pitch it out to Cook, and he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Escaping the pressure right. He may try and run for this. A good decision in the end to pull it and run, gets him 9 yards and a first.
That's something you have to be aware of as a defense and have to find a way to account for him. And if you're not going to use a spy, you're telling your guys to keep your eyes on him, because when he breaks out and makes plays like that, all he does is hurt you.
Have to at least be able to contain him somewhat. There they could not. Back to throw here. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A gain of 32 that time.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
This defense tightening up a bit. That last catch, just 1 yard, making it 3rd and 9. On play action, they'll throw. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Well, it certainly appears that they're going to try and keep getting him the football. It's the 3rd time they've looked in his direction. Unfortunately, haven't completed one yet, but I'm not sure they're going to shy away from him. They feel like they've got something there, and they want to capitalize on it.
I think you're right. We're only in the 1st quarter, so a lot of opportunities ahead. So chalk that down as an 8-play drive capped with a field goal.
Yeah, as a friend of mine used to say, they were moving and grooving for a while, but they couldn't keep the momentum going enough to get a touchdown out of it.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. Accelerating, and off he goes. The 20, 10, touchdown, Chicago. As his guys are in for 6, and the Bears are in for 6. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is now 10-3. So now the other return teams out there, as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. That's fielded in the end zone. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. And out now come the Vikings. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
They'll be going for 6. And nearly picked off. Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but it does get away and it's second down. Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, Cook. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Forcing completion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
The Vikings on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Back to throw. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There was nothing available there for him.
This is taken at the 15. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Bears offense now gets set to head back onto the field. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. The best way to do it, touchdowns.
And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a 1st down. Howard with his sights on a 3rd straight 1,000-yard season to begin his career. Here's 1st and 10. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis back with you as it's... Right back to him on 1st down. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a 1st down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
3-19!
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. He's going to loft. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. Touchdown, Chicago. In in for the score. And the Bears will add on to their lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go. Look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And now out comes Minnesota. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
3-19.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Being chased out left. And he slides to avoid the hit. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Lucky 56.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And he is going to be run down. What a disaster there. A huge loss. Leonard Floyd. He's the one that finally ends up corralling him. And my goodness, that is a disastrous loss. Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and forever. They'll look to throw. And incomplete on the deep ball. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Here's Jordan Berry now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. He'll look to set up his blockers. Gets around him, and he'll be out of bounds near the 30. In fact, right on the 30. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They go with Howard to begin the drive. Always got some breathing room. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a 1st down.
The good old toss play, and this time they go to the left side, so give a lot of credit to the offensive line. Center, guard, tackle, able to seal that side. But the guy that we don't give enough credit to, wide receivers. They have to do a great job of blocking downfield. Otherwise, that play can be spilled in the backfield. In this case, everyone handled their responsibilities, and they picked up really nice yardage.
And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. He'll look to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Chicago. A big play there. Now with his third touchdown in his first ever NFL game. And the Bears will extend their lead. Oh, this is blocked. Here's Parkey now, set to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. 15 yards is the pick up there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. First down, here's the run with Cook. He'll take this from the 40 up to the 45 for a gain of 5.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Watch him now, Barney. Barney.
He'll drop to throw. Steps away to his left. Room to run inside the 40. And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. More from Minneapolis after this. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And Rudolph has it left side. And he gets it down to the 32. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. He'll rifle this one deep right. And this is caught. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Now the Bears electing to call a timeout defensively, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime.
Gun!
They'll run with Cook. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. And now the Bears going to signal for another timeout, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Touchdown, Minnesota.
Well, that touchdown certainly helps, but they've got to go ahead and convert, get to the half, and figure out how to keep chopping down this lead in the second, don't they?
Yeah, they still need to regroup, and they still need to end the second quarter strong. A little bit of time left. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that cuts this lead down to 13. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And there he goes again. The 40, 20, 10, touchdown Bears.
I can't help it, partner. I get fired up. 2 kickoff returns for touchdowns in the same game. This is fun to watch.
Yeah, we call a lot of games in a lot of different places. Sometimes it seems like we do it simultaneously, but we rarely get to see this. No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. Extra point right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. And now out comes Minnesota. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you've got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
They start the drive with Cook. And some room to work. And he showcases the spin. A pretty good gain before he's taken down. Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout, as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. Now back to throw. Lets it fly for Thielen. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. That late in the clock, second quarter, why not just run it a time or two and get it into the locker room?
What you're saying makes absolutely perfect sense. Run it and get out of there. But I'm just wondering if the pressure of today's NFL and the high-powered offenses that you're facing may have forced them into saying, let's try and get some more points.
A little under 30 seconds to go. We'll see how they play it here on 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on 1st down. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Fighting through pressure. Flush to his right. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. So we have reached halftime here in the Thursday night opener. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. We'll we'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. That'll be taken in the end zone. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Here we go now.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Everson Griffin coming hard that time. He's able to run him down for a loss of 12. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. They'll drop to throw. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. 5 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 4th down. Here comes the Bears punter now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. Pulled in at the 24. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance really to set the tone here in quarter 3.
They can really take charge, can't they? And this is probably how it was drawn up at the half. I think we can go inside the locker room, all right? And I think we would see up on the grease boards, stop them defensively, get the ball back for the offense, and let's go downfield and score. Seems simple, right? The last part, we have to find out that's going to happen. But the first part worked to perfection. Did exactly what they wanted, and now their offense has to pay it off.
See if they can get the latter 50%. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive, 1st down. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Dancing to his left. And Rudolph has it, the tight end. That goes for a gain of 31.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Cook. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. In on the stop, the former Georgia Bulldog, Roquan Smith.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
They'll set up to throw. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. They'll look to throw here. And it'll be intercepted. Isaiah Oliver with the INT. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
They'll begin the drive with Howard. And he will lose yardage on the play, back at his own 19-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Here we go now.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. He'll buy some time right. They find some open field here. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and they're going to have a third down. And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll try to run for it with Howard. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on 4th.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Here comes the Bears punter now as he'll kick it away for the second time. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. This will be fielded at the 17. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Vikings offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Try to fire up that running game with Dalvin Cook. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2. They run it again with Cook. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. And a nice carry there of 15 yards.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
And attempted a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage.
Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19. What's the motion?
A toss to Cook. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And it's going to be 3rd down and a ways to go here. 3rd and 14. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Going deep for Diggs. It's caught inside the 25. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Stephon Diggs, 57 yards. And the Vikings are able to cut into that deficit. Carlson now to add the extra point. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that cuts this lead down to 13. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And a good effort on the return there. Gets them across the 30 to the 33-yard line. The Bears offense now getting ready to take over. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team. That their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Second and 10 from the 33-yard line.
All right, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
This is Howard on second down. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. It goes as a loss of 6. And now third down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively, because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
They'll set up a throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Now on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Now the Vikings now heading onto the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing, because that drive went and went, no adjustments.
The Red Sea parts, and there he goes. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen, 79 yards. And the Vikings are able to make this a close game again. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. So here comes the kickoff, and what now is just a one-score, 6-point game. This one fielded at the 5. And a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. They've been asleep for a little while on this side of the football, Charles, and the score is just a one-score game now. Haven't had any points this half. What gives?
Let's go old school here. All right, let's get back to the basics. Get back to running the football, high percentage throws. Find the guys that eat pressure and make plays for you and make sure they touch it.
He's going to loft one deep left side here. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. So the first interception of his career under center, and you knew it was going to happen sooner or later.
It has to. And I know he feels like the world is just tumbling down at this moment, but there's got to be some veteran somewhere, some mentor that's going to tell him, hang in there, my man. Plenty more to come. Keep firing.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Buying time to his left. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up second down.
And while he did a good job of sliding around in the pocket, there was nowhere to go with the football, so he had to take off and try and run. He just got back to the line of scrimmage, no gain.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Room here to run. I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. First down, 18-yard gain.
All right, partner, I'm a defender, but I've got to express my admiration there. Moving around, making it happen, and instead of worrying about protecting himself, he goes and gets the first down. I've got to give it to him on that one.
Normally, you don't want your guy taking shots, your quarterback, but it's winning time here in the fourth quarter. If he needs to make those plays with the legs, go ahead, right?
Yeah, no doubt about it. At this stage of the game, all protections, they're off.
8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
Watch him now, Barney! Barney! No. Check! Patriot! Patriot!
Again, it's Cook. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Gun!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down right around the 41-yard line. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
He'll look to throw. Now he's going to throw deep right side. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Trying to erase that deficit all at once. One big shot. He took it. Unfortunately for him, incomplete.
Here we go. 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides.
Gun!
They'll run with a former Badger. It's Corey Clement. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. And here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that first. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Watch him now, Barney!
They go play action here on 1st down. And he's going to be grabbed and pulled down. Akeem Hicks with a great push up front. He picks up the sack and a loss of 8. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle.
Detroit!
Back to throw here. Rolling to his right. And complete. Right side to tight end Rudolph. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. Just shy of the 20. A good pickup there at 22. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. On play action, they'll throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
On first down, they run with Howard. He'll try to get forward, but he's going to be stopped in his tracks at about the 3. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively, they burn it here with 1:51 left. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. They go with Howard again. And a short gain here as he gets it up only to about the 6. Another timeout called by the Vikings now, as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Detroit! Detroit!
Looking to throw. And the most curious way there to burn some clock. That was wild. And at the end of all that, it winds up a safety. All right, Charles, help me out here. 4th quarter, you've got the lead, and you run backwards into the end zone. You're just trying to do too much.
I almost don't have words for it. But, you know, every coach that we talk to talks about running backs or people running the football, running north-south, getting upfield. He went way in the opposite direction, and that's going to cost his team.
Yeah, it cost him big time. Still leading, but it costs him. And now out comes Minnesota. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Gun!
Back to throw. Over the middle here to Rudolph. That goes for a gain of 31.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Detroit! Detroit!
He's back to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Akeem Hicks in there to drop him as the clock continues to roll.
Big hit all day. Sack City. Sack City, baby.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle.
Detroit! 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 Detroit!
He'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And this is caught. Touchdown. And they've taken the lead here in the final minute. Might be seeing that one on the highlight shows tonight. The home run ball here in the 4th quarter to take the lead.
There's nothing like being aggressive, preaching that to your team, and then following through. All the way through. Go ahead and throw one more up there. Why not?
Been a great game, and we are not done yet. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. So it's now a 3-point game here in the closing stages as a field goal now can only tie it. And he's going to be out of bounds here right at the 20-yard line. Now the Bears offense ready to take over again. They only need a field goal. Obviously the clock a huge factor. They'll be watching that. What do they need to do here, Charles?
Your sequence of plays has to get you out of bounds. Completions, get out of bounds, gain some yardage. Then when the clock hits 7 seconds or left, now you've got a decision. Are you in field goal range or is it Hail Mary time? Because from 7 seconds down, you don't want to take a shot that you're going to have another play.
We'll see how they handle it. They'll look to throw. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Back to throw. Flushed out right. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Now following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12.
Lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And he can't corral it. That would have wrapped it up if he'd been able to hold on. Instead, it brings up 3rd down. Tried to go for the big one there on 2nd down. Now they're likely down to their final 2 plays.
And you know they've got to keep going for the big shot, right? So defensively, you play what they call top down. Nothing behind you. Make everything get completed in front.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Gone, 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 gone.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And he'll find Galladay. That's complete. So now with 6 seconds remaining, we get a timeout on the field. This quarterback now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10.
Here we go now. Blue 90. Blue 90.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game. And for the 2nd time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game. And for the 2nd time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. With 1 second to go, this to send us to overtime. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And this game is tied. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. Set for their first drive here in overtime. And this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, That gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. As a fan of the NFL, for an opener, you can't ask for much more than this overtime in Week 1.
I know it's hard to believe that some people may not have been watching our game, but I'll bet through social media they found out this one was snug and getting into overtime, and they flipped over here in a hurry. This is fantastic. If you're a fan of ball, you love these types of games.
Gun, gun! Gun, gun! Hot!
They'll run it now out of the gun. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. They get 9 yards back on the run there, and they're left with a much more makeable 3rd and 2. Hoping to keep this OT drive alive. Now they face a 3rd and 2.
Watch it now, Barney! Barney!
Now a first throw here in overtime. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Everson Griffin in there again. My goodness, that is now his 4th sack tonight. Here comes the Bears punter now. On for a very important punt here in overtime. Taken in at the 11. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Vikings will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. Their defense did its job, got the stop. All they need is 3, and this is over.
Couldn't have done much else other than score themselves and end it. But they turned it back over to them, and now all they need is a field goal to win the game. Excellent job by the defense. Can the offense finish things off?
That part 1 is done, now part 2. So they took a shot on first down, but couldn't connect. Keeping the aggression going on defense in overtime here, a first down blitz.
You know you can get burned on it big time if they pick it up. But in this situation, they brought the blitz, put some pressure on the QB, and he wasn't able to complete a pass downfield.
They run with Cook. He's been busy tonight. And he'll be taken down at the 18. Second down, a little more productive than first. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gun, gun! Gun, gun!
He'll drop to throw. Lets it fly for Thielen. And that's caught inside the 35. And he's into the end zone for the touchdown and the game winner in OT. Partner, a great game that we got to see and making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime, a little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, tried to make this whole thing palatable.
I just want you to pay for my meal later.
You really just wanted 4 quarters what you wanted. But how much fun was that? We had that type of a game where we got us to overtime, and then we get the dramatic ending to finish things off as well. What a game.